It's so cool. Like you see why for centuries like man has ridden a horse. Every time Olivia comes into the scene, her energy and her presence brings that part out of him. Where I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. He's just gonna do the best he can and try and show no weakness.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm thrilled to welcome back to the podcast Lachlan Quarmby. How are you doing, Lachlan?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I kind of laughed when I first saw that you were going to be on Hope Valley 1874 because I remember one of our conversations at the end of our chat. You said, I'd love to do a period drama and some more romance and do an accent, which, you're doing an accent.
Yeah.
So it was kind of written in the stars, I think. But I remembered our conversation and was super excited when I found out that you were going to be on Hope Valley 1874.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, everybody's love that came for Providence Falls made me it gave me a lot of confidence to go again and to try this old Hallmark thing again and see if we couldn't find somewhere else to land. So yeah, when Hope Valley came along, it did feel a lot like wow, that's really fun, really cool world to step into, cool character, and yeah, bring it on.
We're going to do something a little bit fun here. We're actually going to
Yeah.
talk about the first like 7 episodes leading up to the finale. So,
Mhm.
everybody watching right now, we've got the season finale coming on Thursday. It's going to air on Hallmark Plus. But you and I are actually going to do a part two. And after the finale, everybody's going to be able to hear your take on the season finale. So, thanks for doing that.
Good, good. My take is the only take you're gonna need on this season finale. I'd
That's
say
why
that
we're
much.
doing it. So, first episode is really exciting because we see you with, and for many people in this genre, Neal McDonough is a really big name. The guy has got
Yeah,
a resume that's crazy long. And then
yeah.
on top of that, we know you got to do some press with another Mountie from Hope Valley when you
Mhm.
got to talk to Kevin McGarry. So I'm curious, did either of them give you any sort of advice or wisdom, either as you were filming with Neal or, as we're leading into the premiere of Hope Valley 1874 from Kevin?
Yeah, yeah. I'll start with Neil. Neil is just such a G. Like he's been around and he's seen and done it all, and he's continuing to do it. He's just yeah. He was really cool to work with. I only got to chat with him for like a day, but the kind of stories that he would tell. I'm such a fan of the business and the job and the craft that whenever I get on set with an actor like that, I just ask them like, hey, if you've got any stories that you want to tell, I want to hear them.
Yeah.
So, and he had some fun ones as well. His whole attitude was kind of just like, Ed, don't be in your own way. Get out of your own way, and like if you need something on set that's like not working for you, don't be afraid to speak up. And I think that comes in the later part of your career, but just to help you do your job better, I guess. And Kevin didn't have that much to say. I was working with him in Ottawa at the time when I got this job,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually get to see him or talk to him about it. I just knew it was like brewing in the background, and I was looking at him every day like, am I gonna be like you in this wearing this red soon? But no, he was just like, hey man, all the best. Like, go get him. Don't try and copy anybody else. Just do your thing, and that was really fun. So yeah, both very warm guys, very happy to kind of support me at the start of this journey. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and you've got the benefit wearing the red serge that I know the weather was crazy for you guys
Mhm.
and pretty cold, but you've got the benefit of having the red surge not in the middle of summer when they're filming When Hope Calls or When Calls the Heart. So I'm hoping that that was a little bit of a win for you.
Yeah, I've heard that the summertime at Jamestown can be a little rough on the on the heavy red surge. But no, I was never really cold. It was more just like a wetness type
Mm.
thing that we had, a lot of rain. But the surge it's all like it's the first one that they wore. So like they tried to model it on the very first Mounties, so you would expect it would have no bells and whistles at all. Like they hadn't figured out a pocket should go here or something, like it should
Yeah.
sit this way. So it was kind of just, yeah, just throw it on and see what happens. But I'm glad it wasn't hot when we were ever filming. Yeah.
Yeah. So you bragged about your horse's IMDb list, the bat more than you as far as that goes. So I'm
Oh,
curious.
yeah, yeah.
I'm curious, had you ridden a horse before? Did you have that background experience? And was there any time in this season where you felt like you guys finally clicked? Because I know that that can kind of be tricky.
Yeah. No, I had never really ridden a horse before. Ridden in the sense that like I have control of the horse. I'd done a few of those trail rides when you're on holiday where you sit on a horse and you follow the leader.
Yep.
Like, but I would never even steer the thing, right? So this was my first time, I would say, properly riding a horse, and we did the casting process of this was very quick, the turnaround. So we had like I think I did two lessons then my first day, then a third lesson, and then that was it. So we were off to the races at that point. And when it does click, it's awesome. It's so cool. Like you see why for centuries like man has ridden a horse. Like it's just you see why everybody who's ever had a horse has ever just loved it. You're like, "Oh, I get it." When you get up to that bit of like a gallop and you're riding through the woods and you're going at speed, you got this control and you're like as a pair. Ah, it's just awesome. Yeah.
So you've now, are you riding Robin?
Yes, I am. I ride Robin about half the time, and I ride
Okay.
his younger brother R2 the other half of the time.
Okay. All right. Well, I recognized, I mean, Robin's pretty famous on When
Mhm.
Calls the Heart. And so I recognized and I was like, okay, but I felt like I had seen you on a different horse at times too. So,
Yeah, so Robin is actually so good that he is needed elsewhere sometimes. Like he's needed for like bigger stunts and more difficult riding, and like he's just such a G that when he's like elsewhere or he's needed on other things, then I use R2, who's his younger brother by about half his age, and is actually bigger than Robin, if you can believe it, like just size wise.
wow.
But they look so similar. I couldn't even tell them apart sometimes, just a slightly different coat. But yeah, both good boys. Robin knows what he's doing on set. Like he's a much better actor than I am. I feel like I'm a bit more like R2, where there's like a little bit of a distraction going on here, a few mistakes creeping into the old performance, but we got there in the end.
So you've described Alexander riding into town. He's expecting these grizzled prospectors and war veterans, and then getting completely thrown off when he meets Olivia.
Yeah.
How do you keep that vulnerability alive in someone who's also, so we've got the vulnerable side, but you also got to come in and show that authority. So how do you find that balance?
Yeah, it's a good question. I tried to play Alexander with sort of like two halves to him. There's this very dedicated to his job, the Mountie side, where he really has no idea what he's doing. He's just going to do everything with confidence and figure it out as he goes along. Because if he ever shows weakness to the people, then he's gonna lose them like that and he won't get that back. So he's gonna fake it till he makes it. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing and I'm going to do my best. And there's a stoicism there and an attempt, a real dedicated attempt to be good at his job. But then I wanted the other part of him to be like goofy a little bit and a little bit looser and a little bit more like just kind of like a guy that that doesn't take life too serious, doesn't really know what's going on, but just kind of enjoys it anyway. And sure enough, every time Olivia comes into the scene, her energy and her presence brings that part out of him a lot more. And so he can never, I said that he can never look at her with the Mountie eyes the same way that he can the rest of the town. Do you know what I mean? Like he can't keep that Mountie shield up in front of her. She brings out the goofiness in him, which I always thought was fun.
It's really fun to watch when she's a little bit enamored by the job, by the Mountie job. And so, she's
Yeah.
thinking about it. I love those moments throughout those first few episodes where, I mean, and there's the one time about, anything but the big that's happened and he says, "Well, I saw a cougar once, and I
Mm.
made a really loud noise and it ran away." You guys have found these opportunities to kind of bring in those little humorous moments, which is fun for us. I think it kind of lightens Alexander just a bit, which I'm sure was fun for you to play.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that in his heart, he is a light guy. You know, he's not this hard-boiled, grizzled cop. He just it's the best approach that he knows how to do the job. He really has nothing else to go on. Um, and like it's everything is new ground. He doesn't have a precedent here for how other Mounties have done before. Like he's the first one. Go out there and figure it out. And so that's the only way he knows how to do it. But at his core, he would very much love to be like the prospectors. I always like the prospectors doing scenes with them because they're such characters and they really don't have a care and they kind of wear their heart on their sleeve. He would love to do that. So I love that he's slips into those moments a little bit more. And yeah, we can see that at the end of the day, he's just a guy just trying to do the best job he knows how.
Well, and it's great that Olivia kind of reminds him that he needs to take a break. You know, that he's
Yes.
been working 7 days, and she throws out the idea. We'll say it was her way of, we'll call it a date. Um, did did Alexander was he playing it from the beginning when she's saying, "Have you ever been fishing?" I mean, was this his attempt to like, all right, we're gonna go do this?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he ever went into it intending to like lie to her or to play a trick on her or anything like that. But she just seemed so excited to teach him, and he was so excited to spend time with her that he was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna actively say that I've never fished before, but just ask a lot of questions and let her teach him because. Yeah, he does have this question in his mind every time he looks at her where he's like, "What is this? What's happening here?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a beautiful scene. I mean, and
Mm.
we don't see Alexander in the surge in this moment, so that it's a really fun dynamic to see the two of them there in that moment, which was fun for us to see.
Yeah, I took the surge off 3 times in the whole season, which was kind of funny because every day you show up, yeah, there's my wardrobe, same everything, top to bottom. Um, but yeah, the that location out at Alouette Lake here in BC is just stunning. I mean, none of that in the background. I'm like looking at, I'm like, this, you don't have to do much. Just set the camera up and shoot it any direction because it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 6, Alysse Leite-Rogers directs that
Mhm.
episode, I believe.
Mhm.
Fantastic being able to watch Alexander, who's trying to like get prepped for the big hearing between Tom and Archie Doyle's.
Yeah.
She has such a vision that just pushes boundaries, and we've really enjoyed having her be a part of When Calls the Heart. So I'm curious, what did she, kind of coach you and give you direction on, either when Alexander is practicing and prepping or when the hearing is actually happening? Because even the way she filmed that was really well done.
Yeah, well, yeah, full credit to her on the filming side of things because she had like a clear idea and she wanted to do it. But the all of the Alexander prepping and stuff wasn't scripted. That wasn't on the page. That was just we were preparing to shoot this scene, which was going to take all day to shoot that big long scene. And she just had me come in before we did all that. And she said, I'm going to set up a camera here and a camera here. I want to see like a bit, I might do a bit of a montage maybe, but I just want to see Alexander, what he's going through in the moment before. And I, in my head, was just kind of like, okay, perfect opportunity to see inside a character, like who they really are. Because we don't get that with Alexander that much. And then that's a great opportunity to show that goofy side that we were talking about, to show that kind of like he's really not this hard-boiled cop. He just is doing his best job. And there's a childlike attempt at being a cop, being his idea of a Mountie, which he has no idea. So I just went for about 5 minutes and then she just kind of cut and took those little pieces that they liked, and I'm so happy that they stayed in because that was awesome. And then yeah, we get to see the switch during the actual hearing. A very different Alexander and a very much like a logical, stoic, even though all of that same stuff is still going on inside him where I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. He's just gonna do the best he can and try and show no weakness. That's it.
Okay. So, well, that collaboration then was so good because, she's got this vision for it, you execute it. It
Mhm.
played really well. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay, so we're going into the season finale. If you could tell Alexander one thing about what's coming for him in episode 8, what would it be?
Hold on to your hat. Um, without giving any spoilers away, I would say try and enjoy yourself. Uh, yeah, have a lovely dance. Really enjoy dancing because who knows what's going to happen mid dance.
Alfonso has said shocking is a good word for this episode. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a hottie. What do you think in terms of cliffhangers?
oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah. There's a lot that happens in episode 8. A
Oh
whole
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Exciting to watch.